Auto shutdown initiated.
Not a good time there, headset. Not a good time. I don't even know why my freaking desktop audio picks that up. It's really kind of stupid. Either way, let's just freaking get through this and play.
Auto shutdown canceled.
Intermission. Man, I'm bushed. I got no motivation at all. And Monofini's period is late too. Father, why do you know Monofini's cycle?
And another thing.
Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation. Lack of hibernation? Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate. That's awful. What could be causing it?
Ah.
Is it because you have a lot on your mind? Is it because the graveyard shift pays a better hourly wage?
Really?
Is it because you don't want them to think you're just going around? Is it because you want to stay friends? Is it because you want to watch it in real time? Father? He's gone into hibernation. We should let him be. Yeah, you're right. Night-night. Okay. 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 Let's go.
My head! Kaito! Pull yourself together! I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but I just can't. My head! My head hurts so much, I just can't remember.
Have you forgotten? Maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
Daddy? Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
A colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Let's see.
It should.
You manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit killed her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Miu did it. If Miu did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
No say such mean things! Killing game bad, not Miu. Miu not bad person. Going to think we could have been friends, if things different.
That might have been difficult, even without this killing game.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
Huh?
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Miu was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Miu's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Miu was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Miu's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
Yep.
But how did the culprit send Miu's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Don't not throw her!
We know. You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized? That problem. Going to know can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
Hey, how are you doing, Darth? I'm doing fine myself. Hope was here. We played through the Bloons challenge today, so she's off over at the fricking library at the moment, but she'll probably be back later. Probably not in voice, but whatever.
How did they send Miu's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard?
2 states over. Going on a little
That
trip,
sound,
huh?
You guys went to the side of the chapel, right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Miu there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
There's no doubt in my mind that the noise is related to this case. We need to figure out what that sound could have been. Might be a clue we need to solve this case. So what was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else. So what were those 2 things? It could be Miu hitting the wall.
That's it! I think the sound came from Miu's avatar hitting the chapel
Understandable.
wall.
It's a good way to travel.
The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Miu colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Miu's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. We felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Miu's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Hold on, Kokichi. What's up with the way you're talking?
Well, hang on. Let me see here. Something tells me they used the roof. They put her on the lattice and then use it as a makeshift sled. And since you can't, like, make footprints or even sliding prints or whatever, that would make sense. It would make her just slide into the freaking chapel wall. It would make it seem like the murder happened there instead. That's what I think, anyway.
Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Getting Mew's avatar to crash in the chapel from the mansion's roof. Only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
I don't want your hint.
Your what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope.
Kokichi, I already figured it out before you even told me, so...
And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof. If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
She's talking as if he's figured the whole thing out already. I can't let him distract me. I need to solve the case. How to make Miyu hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion. I want to find the answer. Oh, here it is. I need to find this hidden Monokuma. Where are you? Because it's gonna be in this one, for sure. Where are you? At least I remember that's how it goes. This is the second Hangman's Gambit in the trial. Not seeing it yet. Unless I missed it somewhere. Hang on. Where are you? Where the hell are you? Seriously, where the hell are you? Whatever. So... I'll just frickin' do this for now. I'm just gonna keep an eye out. Oh, there it is. Gotcha. Slid off. Roof. I just wanted to make sure I found the hidden Monokuma before I did that thing. But, whatever. Alright. Completion purposes, meh. What the hell is going on? Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. It's freaking it. Great. It's just loading. Give me a moment. Bugged. Bugged. Oh boy. Guess I'm gonna have to skip out through a whole bunch of dialogue now. Yay. Okay then. Yep, I'm gonna have to do it again. Cool. Skip, 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 skip it all. I don't need to hear about the incest shit, thank you. I don't need to hear it. I really don't want to wanna. New Mew. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Mew hitting the wall. Hello? Hello, confirm it, please. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep. Now, give me the hidden Monokuma again, thank you. There you are. Alright. Now to do this again. Give me an F. There. That's done.
The culprit used this sloped roof as a slide for Mew's avatar.
Now, will you let me save? Thank you. Instead of freaking long loading.
Slide? Aw, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Mew's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Who the hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man. Sorry, my hobby slipped in.
I don't know if that's how Mew's avatar was moved, but maybe the culprit used something else as well to help her body slide. Well, we know what it is. Alright, so this is where the back route is.
Even if her avatar slid off the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Well, duh, it would.
It didn't make that much noise. It must have built up a lot of speed.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. But not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
It's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like that around them. I only feel the truth.
Back route. Back route.
There was something the culprit could have used to slide the body. This signboard.
Alright, that's the last back route. It looks like there's a couple more back routes in Chapter 5. Because I gotta make sure I have those done.
The signboard?
You put Mew's body on top and use it as a kind of sled.
You could use it to slide the body, but the signboard we used as a bridge was the only one. The culprit couldn't have used that signboard as a sled.
Maki's right, it couldn't have been the exact signboard. However, he knows exactly how it was done. That's why I needed to bait him out with his lie. This lie.
What if there was another signboard?
Huh? Another one?
Do you remember the first time I went to get the signboard? There were actually two there, but I only brought one. The culprit must have used the other one as a sled.
But then why did Mew say there was only one signboard?
To mislead us. She was planning a crime after all.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! That line was so cringy! Stop, my stomach hurts! Wow, Shuichi is lying on purpose! Are you trying to spice up the class trial too?
What Shuichi just said was a lie?
Kokichi, I was the only one who went and got the signboard. Only I saw them. So why do you think I'm lying?
Because I know. I know the culprit. And the whole trick.
What?
Then tell us! We can put an end to this class trial right now!
I could tell you, but I think we should save the best for last.
Of course you are, because you're a little shit.
Even if I told you, would you guys really believe a liar like me? I could be lying about knowing who the culprit is for all you know.
What?
It's no lie. He really does know everything. If he didn't, he wouldn't be able to discern any lies at all. What's his goal here? Why is he leading us like this?
This doesn't mean all of Shuichi's deductions are lies, you know? You're right about the culprit putting Mew on a sled and sliding her down the roof. But instead of a sled, they used that thing from the storage room on the roof.
You mean the lattice, right? When I first looked in the storage room on the roof, I saw the lattice there. But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof?
Ah, come on.
Then that's it.
Register.
The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct!
I mean, I knew it was that. I just needed to get the freaking back route done.
After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled and slid her down the roof's steep slope.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
Ouch. Even if she didn't die by freaking
Impact on all of her
strangulation,
belongings,
that would hurt.
including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff.
Really? Really, Monokuma?
I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
Danny, I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful.
That damn hedgehog. Nah.
That'd be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather now?
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
Culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
But Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects. Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from Mew, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
That's real sneaky, leaving yourself off the list.
Ooh, you got me.
That's right, 5 suspects. Me, Samugi, Gunta, Kokichi, and Kaito. We don't know enough to name the culprit yet, but one of them is suspicious. We were talking about the rooftop, they clearly lied. What reason would they have to lie? Need to press them for information before making any judgments. I mean, like, who? Never mind. Yeah.
It's you! Kokichi, there's something I need to know.
Did you lie?
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. It all began when Mew showed us the map. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
Also, I never went to the roof. Yeah, that's the one.
I see it.
I needed to turn my head to read that.
When you were explaining that the door to the roof was locked, you said,
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
but later you said,
Since the mansion was on top of the hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? As the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
that's a lot of specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been there.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
I didn't. I already told you that before.
Are you sure?
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. But wait, I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko.
That makes no sense. She was on the frickin' chapel side, and she couldn't get past the frickin' wall. Kokichi, you're leading us astray again.
Is it my fault?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't!
Yes, she did.
She did not!
She did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
What a worthless fight!
Oh no.
Stop him, Grandpa! All this terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Yeah, grandfather. Stop them before your grandkid is born.
I'm not gonna apologize, because Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
You don't have time for this. Kokichi is stubborn. He won't fess up no matter what. But if he's being this stubborn, it makes me think he has something to hide. To get him to show his hand, I have to prove he was on the roof. I might not like it, but I have to be aggressive. If we don't get the whole truth now, everyone's lives are in danger.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Burning
Oh, come on.
If you're lying, I'll set your pants on fire!
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
Then why do
You
look so
are.
nervous?
You are.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Oh no!
I go to the roof!
I've had enough of your lies, man!
I'm not lying! Rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it!
What did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Liars burn in hell, you know?
If you're lying, I'll say...
Maybe you have to turn into a lie.
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
Then why do you look so nervous?
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man!
I'm not lying! The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't
Open it!
What did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. In the salon the whole time, you know?
I'll reveal the truth.
Screw you.
Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you, but you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while. You never showed up.
What's this all about, Kokichi? Didn't you go right back to the salon after finding the roof door locked?
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
I mean, no one's gonna believe you, Kokichi.
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house points. No. Himiko points to Shuichi. But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room. I wonder why I didn't notice Shuichi there. Oh well. I'll believe Shuichi anyway. He's usually right about stuff.
Sorry, but I'm going to believe Shuichi too.
I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me.
What comes around goes around. That's what happens to liars like you.
Why do you guys hate lies that much? There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already. You went to the roof, didn't you?
Isn't that where he met up with Mew?
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably kissed.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge.
Revenge?
You got some balls lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi.
I mean, I don't care if you're pissed off. I hate you anyway.
I won't let you do any detective work, or deduction, or mystery solving, or anything.
Oh?
So, I'll confess everything. You guys better listen carefully.
Confess.
A confession? So you are the culprit after all.
I came up with a plan after Mew asked me to meet up with her. She asked me pretty eagerly, too, so I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. Without a doubt, she planned to use that for my murder. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You work together with Monokuma?
I guess the jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true. Kokichi came to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting. It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
Yay.
You added a motive? Then the secret of the outside world is the motive, right?
No fair! Monokuma can't take sides!
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship. Technically, that doesn't violate the rules.
Bullshit! No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm fine with that, but you're confessing without much of a fight.
I told you. I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery-solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge.
I mean, is it really boring for us when it's clearly for your entertainment?
Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
I mean, I figured that out already.
What?
And I know why he's the culprit. Because you manipulated him into doing it.
Huh?
What did you...
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
That's a lie! He didn't kill her! Kokichi's just lying!
Now you're trying to pin things on Gonta? Do you really expect us to believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not.
It's my turn now.
Yay. Huh?
The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game.
Yay.
As the Killing Game Busters!
What busters?
We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game.
What you mean, we?
By the way, I came up with a murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta what?
Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
'Cause Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth. He's not someone who lies all the time like you.
And no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
Yeah, not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's trying to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime.
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth.
Cut that out. I told you it's not gonna work.
I think that's the thing, though. He is telling the truth. He's just being an ass about it.
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
Doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible.
It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
What?
Gonta not understand what's going on. But still, Gonta not kill Mew. Gonta really not know anything. And also, Gonta not tell lies. And Gonta not make trouble for others. Cause that not how gentlemen act. That why Gonta not culprit.
Yeah, Gonta's not lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
You, of course!
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew.
There's already proof?
Oh, did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit!
Oh boy. That freaking face again.
I am not the culprit.
The setting on his avatar.
The clue is how Mew was killed.
Mew got strangled to death, right?
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
Mew would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could have kept strangling her, no problem.
No.
See, I told you I'm not the culprit.
How'd you arrive at that conclusion?
He couldn't have done it.
I am not the culprit.
Like,
Didn't I prove that
he
to you
couldn't
guys
have done
already?
it. That's why he used
The clue
Gonta.
is how Mew was killed.
Mew got strangled to death, right?
There was the murder weapon. You would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible.
Well, for someone as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual
Avatar?
That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case,
Even if she did, the most she could have done is touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't
struggle much.
So you could have kept strangling her, no problem.
Sorry, but that isn't the case.
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible for Kokichi to strangle Mew.
That's the thing. What happens when you strangle people? The person tries to protect their windpipe by trying to touch their attacker. And what happens? What happens if Kokichi was in this situation? Well, he would be paralyzed, because that's the specific thing that Mew wanted. If Kokichi were to be touched by Mew, he would be paralyzed because of the specific action that Mew put on his avatar.
Why wasn't it possible?
Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Yeah, so if he tried to strangle her, she would touch him, and he would be done.
Huh?
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
What?
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck, then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.
Wait, what if it was something besides strangulation then? Like,
No. She was killed by strangulation. There is nothing else could have killed her.
There's no doubt Mew was strangled. We already discussed this.
Kaito is really desperate to make me the culprit.
Like, unfortunately, he's not the culprit. However, he's the one who made the culprit kill Miyu. So he's still responsible.
No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Mew is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adore so much.
No! Gonta not kill Mew! It's true! You gotta believe Gonta! Gonta would never hurt anyone!
I believe you. You've been risking yourself to protect everyone. There's no way Gonta would kill. He won't even kill bugs.
I believe Gonta too. I'm not gonna listen to Kokichi's lies.
Of course! Who'd believe a liar like him? He's lying about Gonta being the culprit, so there's no point talking about it.
I don't know about that. If we want the truth, we might have to ask uncomfortable questions.
Right, Shuichi? You think so too, don't you?
Huh? I know how important it is to believe, but as the ultimate detective, I know we can't solve this case with belief alone.
Huh?
It's just that something doesn't add up. I have this feeling something's off.
Yeah.
We can't keep going back and forth like this. We need to discuss this.
What, you wanna suspect Gonta?
Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me.
No, I'm not trying to...
Oh, the irony! It's all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective. And now, Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others. Well, can't be helped. That's just what a detective does.
That's not it, Kokichi. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone
Shuichi, Gonta really not do it. Gonta not culprit. Please, believe Gonta.
I want to believe you, buddy, but unfortunately, the only way this works is Kokichi manipulating you.
What?
As a precautionary measure, that's all. I think we need to seriously discuss whether Gonta was capable of committing this crime. Only then can we arrive at a logical decision.
You guys, why don't you get it? That's just what Kokichi wants. He's just trying to split us up. Shuichi, open your eyes.
But...
Two for one truth special! Sorry to ruin this tense moment, but you guys seem pretty evenly split right now. So, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
Yep.
So we're gonna do
Debate
that?
scrum.
Shuichi, why? Why don't you understand? You're my sidekick, aren't you?
Kaito...
Of course I want to believe Gonta. I don't want to think that he killed someone. It's the ultimate detective. I can't turn away from the truth. I need to find the truth. It's unfortunate, but we gotta do it. Ugh.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this! I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Kokichi,
Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Would Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
I got this! The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
Gonta not
Oops.
kill Mew! Honest!
I got
Wrong
this.
one.
The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
Come on.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this! I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Kokichi!
Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Would Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being...
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
No one.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
Kibo! That isn't possible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Gonta not kill Mew! Honest!
I got this! The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
This is our answer!
In my opinion, as long as it is possible that Gonta is the culprit, we have to discuss it.
That's ridiculous. You're going to believe Kokichi over Gonta?
That's not it at all. I just want the truth. If we're going to survive, I have to find the truth.
Yeah.
But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit.
I still don't think Gonta's lying.
But didn't I tell you guys already? If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit. That's why it hurts my heart to persecute Gonta like this! Gonta, if you understand, then do it right. Make logical arguments for the truth.
Logical arguments?
It means use your head to make arguments.
Use head?
What I'm trying to say is, if you aren't the culprit, then you gotta prove that you aren't!
But Gonta really not know.
I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know! God, why are you so dumb?
Oh,
Gonta just wanna help
jeez.
everyone, like true gentlemen.
You're a true gentleman? More like a true nincompoop.
Hey! Now that's just bullying.
Bullying? Yeah, so what? That's what you do in this game, right? You guys blame and gang up on me, but now you're gonna pretend to be good people?
No, I never ganged up.
Gonta, argue back already! Just make an excuse or whatever!
Stop it! That's enough!
Stop what? You mean stop the game? Hey, do you even know what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. What about it? I don't want to survive if it means I have to stoop to your level.
Oh, that's a low blow right there. Then just die in a hole for all I care! We want to live, so stop getting in our way!
Wait. If you don't shut your mouth, then I'll shut it for you. Permanently.
Maki, please, calm down.
Sorry. It Gonta's fault everyone's so upset. But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit. 'Cause Gonta not know anything.
really...
Cut it out already! That's all you've been saying this whole time!
You're the one that needs to cut it out.
Wait, what did Kokichi say? All you've been saying this whole time. That's true about Gonta. This whole time, Gonta's been saying he doesn't know anything. Oh, it makes sense. It makes total sense. His plugins were switched. He can't remember anything because of that. Gonta not understand either. Mio like this when Gonta wake up. He doesn't know he's the killer because he has amnesia from that time. But he still did it. Gonta was sleeping too. That strange dream. Gonta not understand anything. Gonta not know. Murder already happened when Gonta wake up. Why this happened? Why me you killed? Gonta not understand. Gonta not understand anything. Cause Gonta have no idea what he's talking about. When exactly did he start using that defense? After logging out.
That's it.
That's it. It was after he logged out. That means...
Did Gonta get into an accident in the virtual world?
Accident?
Something that hurt Gonta, that was... Let me think. Oh yeah, that thing.
This is it!
Yeah.
When we logged into the virtual world, an avatar user error occurred.
Some sort of avatar error occurred when you all logged in for the first time. Error? Contents of the error are unknown, so I can't provide any details. Something strange definitely happened to someone's avatar when you all logged in.
An avatar user error? Ever since Gonta logged out, he's been saying, I don't know, I don't understand.
That's because Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, right?
No, that's not it.
That's what I thought at first, but I think it's because of the error.
What you mean?
That error is what affecting Gonta. It's making him forgetful and loopy. And what was the error? What could it have been? Memory loss. Come on, come on. Memory. There we go.
I've that Gonta doesn't remember what happened in the virtual world.
Huh? He doesn't remember?
You started saying, I don't know anything, after leaving the virtual world. I think that's the result of some kind of memory error.
Oh, that's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the virtual world. Not even killing Mew.
What? That's ridiculous! Quit screwing around!
It's not. It's not.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What do you mean he doesn't remember? He's just confused.
Gonta told us he was bad with computers, remember?
Memory or no memory, Gonta never hurt anyone!
No way Gonta's the culprit!
Gonta never hurt anyone!
Doesn't remember
Gonta
a
wants
thing
to keep
about the
everyone
virtual
safe!
You did it, but you don't remember
Never
doing
kill a friend.
If there was a glitch,
Gonta is gentlemen! Gentlemen, protect friends!
should have affected all of us.
Your lies aren't protecting me.
But because we're all okay,
Gonta not lying!
that means there was
That's a
no
weak
glitch.
Swear! Please believe me!
I heard it!
No. Just no.
The cause of the error that affected Gonta's avatar is the 2 cords on the helmet used to log into the virtual world.
Put the red consciousness cord in the right ports, and the blue memory cord in the left. Out of curiosity, what happens when you switch the cords? I don't know, I've never done that before. Probably gets all glitchy or something.
I think that Gonta messed up something with the cords, causing the error.
If he mixed the consciousness and memory cords, then there'd be an error with memory. Like, an error that won't let you bring your avatar's memories to the real world?
What?
Gonta, do you think it's possible that you improperly connected the cords?
How Gonta's supposed to remember that?
He couldn't have messed it up. I said it over and over. Right is the hand you hold your chopsticks in.
Okay, but what if he's left-handed? If he's left-handed, that would be where he uses his chopsticks, isn't it?
Oh, but Gonta holds chopsticks with this hand.
Yep. He's left-handed.
That's your left hand!
What?
Looks like it's decided!
What's decided? He's wrong, isn't he, Gonta? You remember the virtual world, don't you?
Gonta not remember. Gonta not even go to this virtual world place.
What?
Gonta fall asleep when he put helmet on. When Gonta wake up, Mew dead. Gonta not know what happened. So, Gonta worry. Gonta not understand what everyone talking about.
No, it can't be.
But Gonta try his best to understand. Gonta imagine real hard.
That's enough, Gonta. We already know.
Know what?
We know that you totally forgot about teaming up with me and killing Mew.
Wait a minute! That lie! Gonta not kill Mew! 'Cause why would Gonta do that?
Yeah, it's a lie! I'll never accept this! And besides, Gonta's got no motive to kill Mew!
I already gave you my testimony on how I came up with the murder plan.
And I'm saying I don't believe you!
Kokichi, if what you're saying is true, why did you plan it this way? You wanted to plan the murder yourself, but have someone else carry it out?
Is the person who planned it also included as a blackened with the perpetrator?
Nope! Only the person who actually commits the murder becomes the blackened!
Yep.
Then there's no incentive to just plan the murder.
But Gonta's such a gentle soul. Why would he agree to this?
Hold on, that hasn't been decided yet!
Who cares about the motive? Let's vote for the culprit already!
I care about the motive.
Well, I don't care. Finding the culprit is more important in this class trial. Talking about the motive is meaningless. It's not necessary for this specific case.
No matter what you say, I'll never believe your lies.
We all agree that Gonta is the culprit, right? It would be impossible for anyone but him.
Impossible? Why?
It's pretty obvious if you use the process of elimination. Which means, Shuichi, you'll be my partner, right?
Me?
Because if you don't face the truth, then we'll all die, right? And you don't want that, do you? Okay, let's begin!
Quit screwing around! I'm done putting up with your selfish bullshit!
Kaito, we should listen to his explanation. Our lives depend on it.
Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We'll get this started in one moment. Okay. Let's go.
So, we can now take Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki off the suspect list. Shuichi, would you care to explain? I doubt they'll believe it if it came from me.
Reason Kibo, Himiko, and Maki can be eliminated as suspects is because they couldn't access the crime scene.
They couldn't get to the crime scene, could they?
The bridge from the chapel to the mansion was gone, and only Mew could pass through the wall. The three at the chapel had no way to get to the mansion, so they couldn't have done it. Kaito is the next one off our suspect list, and you know why, right?
He was logged out.
Kaito had logged out ahead of us.
Mew logged Kaito out from the start. But she did that to make us think the murder happened in the real world, right? Since we figured out the actual killing happened in the virtual world, it would have been impossible for Kaito, who had already logged out. Mew's time of death was around 6:30 in the morning. That's after Kaito logged out.
Yep.
Kokichi's completely running the show now.
Yeah, and it sucks.
My synergy with Shuichi is super on point now, so let's move on to the remaining suspects. Gonta, Samugi, Shuichi, and me. Samugi and Shuichi can be crossed off. But what's the reason for that?
We didn't go to the roof. Yeah, we have alibis.
Tsumugi and I are witnesses to each other's alibis.
Both of you heard Mew hitting the chapel wall, right? The culprit was definitely on the roof during that time, since they slid Mew down. Because of that, Shuichi and Samugi can't be the culprit. That leaves only Gonta and me as the remaining suspects.
Then you're the culprit!
Sorry for getting your hopes up, but didn't I already explain that's impossible?
Kokichi was Mew's target. Nah. Whatever. Whatever.
If Mew touched him, he'd freeze in place. Kokichi wasn't capable of strangling her.
So then, it's down to one person. And who was that again? Well, who is it?
Don't answer, Shuichi! You don't need to answer that! This is all Kokichi's trap!
There's only one suspect left. Only one person could have done this. Pain.
It's Gonta.
Shuichi?
Yup, Gonta is the only person who could have committed the murder. You get it now, right? That's the truth we were all reaching for.
Yay! Woo!
The thing you guys wanted so badly, a truth without any lies. Yu Iruma's killer is Gonta Gokuhara!
Really? Did Gonta really do it?
Jeez, is that really your reaction? It would have been fun if you went all crazy. But you forgot everything, so oh well. A culprit who can't remember their murder is pretty interesting. So, better than nothing. If Gonta remembered, his cover would have been blown so fast. Especially since he's an idiot.
Hold on. I still haven't accepted this. This has gotta be Kokichi's trap. I still believe in Gonta. He's not the kind of person who'd kill.
Kaito.
I already said this a million times, Kaito. You shouldn't use emotions to—
You want proof? I've got your proof! After Tsumugi and Shuichi heard Kibo's voice in the mansion, they ran outside. And who did they see out there?
Shuichi and Tsumugi. Gunta, did you see Kibo around here anywhere? No, Gunta not see him.
Gonta.
Kokichi said it himself. When Mew's avatar crashed into the chapel wall, the culprit must have been on the roof.
I see. If Gonta's the culprit, it'd be weird if he wasn't on the roof.
It's possible that he fled the mansion after he heard the impact.
You'd have to go through the entrance hall to get outside the mansion from the roof. Is that where Shuichi and Tsumugi ran to when they heard the crashing sound?
Then maybe he jumped off the roof.
It's not possible. That rooftop was pretty high up.
Normally, Gonta could have done it, but his avatar wasn't strong enough. How about that? Now you get it, right? If Gonta was the culprit, there's no way he could have been outside the mansion.
Now you can't say Gonta's the culprit. Congrats, Gonta.
What? Really?
That's the thing, though. The toilet paper was outside the mansion. He could have done it from down below. It would have been so nice if that were the truth. Kaito were right and this horrible trial would just end. But...
No, that's wrong.
What?
Just because Gonta was at the mansion doesn't mean that he isn't the culprit. All the culprit needed was a way to get from the roof to outside the mansion.
Huh?
the toilet paper.
Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him.
Kaito, I know how you feel. I know because we all feel it. But we have to face the truth. No matter how cruel that truth may be, we need to face it. To survive.
Whose side are you on, Shuichi?
Kaito, please!
Aren't you my sidekick? Was that just a lie?
Kaito!
Fine then! I'll tear that sorry reasoning of yours apart and wake you up!
Can't doubt my detective work now. If you want us all to survive, I can't back down.
I'll never accept
Spaceman!
Don't you know Gonta at all? He's not the kind of guy who'd kill someone. Don't you know that about him by now? I'll never accept this! Don't you know Gonta at all? He's not the kind of guy who'd kill someone. Don't you damn it! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my side? Damn it! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us! How could Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Keep saying the truth this, the truth that, but there's a reason Gonta's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us! How could Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Saying the truth this, the truth that, but there's a reason Gonta's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to damn it! There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
Oh, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Yeah.
Who do you want to believe?
Yes, hi, Spaceman.
Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Damn it!
Okay. Now,
There's no way to leave
toilet
the
paper
mansion from the
discovered
rooftop!
outside of the mansion.
It ends here!
Damn it!
Spaceman.
The toilet paper we found outside the mansion. That's what the culprit used to get from the roof to the ground.
The toilet paper?
The same toilet paper that was used as the murder weapon.
It could be fully used as a rope to strangle and as a rope to get down.
That's why we didn't find it anywhere else. Not at the scene of the crime, nor on Miu's body. It was outside the mansion.
Hold on. If they use the toilet paper as a rope to get down from the roof, then they need to tie it to something. But there was nothing to tie it to. I know because I investigated the roof.
You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this.
Of course I am! I'm gonna believe in Gota till the very end!
No, there was something that the toilet paper could have been tied to.
Yeah, the binoculars. What else?
What?
Place where the toilet paper is tied down. The binoculars, boy.
There! The binoculars on the rooftop. The toilet paper could have been tied there. However, I don't think the culprit actually tied it down there. They just hung it. And then used the doubled-up toilet paper to climb down. But in that case, they would have had to tug on it in order to take it down.
Yep, that's correct. Because I came up with that idea.
Of course you did.
But I thought I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. Oh, I guess he ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close by.
He did. He did.
Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now.
The matter does appear to be settled.
That... it's...
So, it's true. Gonta really kill Mew.
But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta.
Yep, we're the reason why evidence was left.
Even though you don't remember, you still did it.
But why did Gonta do such terrible thing?
Wait, before you start crying, you gotta admit your crime first.
Stop.
He's not gonna admit the crime. He doesn't remember Kokichi, you goddamn idiot.
I won't let you, Kokichi. If anyone is gonna get him to confess, it's me. Gonta, I'm going to look back at the whole case one more time, okay? When you're convinced, you just let me know, all right? Let's end this together.
Okay.
Ugh. What color cord did the culprit stick in the right ports? He has. She used the cell phone. And then Kaito was logged out. The map. Lattice used like a sled. threw the signboard into the river. Mew smuggles in a hammer. Shuichi's eye are looking for the secret in the outside world. Culprit looking for the secret outside world. The fact that they're making the culprit here just smirking and shit is clearly not what happened. He is. Alright, Kaito. Mm-hmm.
This is the truth of the case.
Here we go.
The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world. To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device. So, we all plugged those cords into our helmets and entered the virtual world.
But because Himiko said right hand is the one you hold chopsticks with, Gunta used his left hand. Because he's a lefty. He uses his left hand for his chopsticks.
But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar.
Which caused him to lose his memory. He has no memory of the world, the virtual world.
As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world. It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well. Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder. But we had no idea this error even happened. And so, we all logged in one by one. Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in. She had modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison.
From her tits. Because of course she uses the tit pocket.
And placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, the reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world
Kuroko Komori ass.
was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to log out. Objects are unbreakable. Your avatars use all 5 senses. She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false. She wanted us to misunderstand the world. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme. The very person Mew was trying to kill, Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed.
We can only assume that the personality of Gunta was different.
But it seems as though right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder. Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mew's plan. At the chapel, Mew told Maki that she was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion.
Look at those little legs go.
Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river. This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel. At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks. That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon. Kaito searched the roof. Tsumugi searched the dining room. I searched the kitchen. And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Mew was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You see, the wall was a special wall that Mew had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Mew had changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through. Mew headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way. When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone.
Even the avatar is using the tit pocket.
She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out. It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time.
You okay there, Kaito?
The same roof where Kokichi and Mew were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, She was making him look the most suspicious.
The breast pocket,
And
even.
her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mew. While Mew was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind. And used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mew. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable. Mew's avatar was strangled to death, and the shot
I hate his
Mew in the
smug
real
ass, even in chibi form.
After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took the lattice from the storage room and placed Mew's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof. It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel and we heard in the mansion. Mew's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop. They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion. In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case, because the culprit doesn't remember. This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist.
Yay!
Gonta, this is the truth we've reached.
Sorry? Gonta not really understand, 'cause Gonta not smart boy. But if everyone agree, then everyone probably right. Gonta, trust everyone.
Gonta.
But why? Gonta kill Mew, forget everything. Gonta even think he not do anything bad.
Yes, he was.
And then Gonta tried to blame someone else and make everyone suffer. Why? Why Gonta do such terrible thing?
Gonta, it's not your fault.
It's Kokichi's fault. He must have tricked Gonta.
Huh? I totally didn't trick him.
No, you did. You manipulated him, you little shit.
Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first.
But this the right answer? We're not being...
For once, I wish that we were.
Huh? Wrapping things up already? What a buzzkill of an ending. It lacks the rush of previous voting times. Well, after so many killing games, I guess it was bound to happen eventually.
It's just as well. This killing game is a bad influence on the baby.
Oh my, Monotaro. You're even starting to look like a father.
Yeah! I gotta get my act together for the baby.
Now then, pull yourselves together and let's begin! The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off! It's voting time! It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
Yay. I honestly would have voted for Kokichi anyway, but, like, that would get us killed, so...
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Honestly, that was probably Kaito. Pit pant. This is just sad. Oh shit. Oh shit. That is profitable. Ho ho ho. Thank you, Maki.
Absolutely right.
Well, look at that. You voted correctly. Congratulations, you guys.
Let me hear your joyful voices.
Yeah, no wonder it costs so much. It's so freaking good. Hang on. I think Pupper wants to get out of the room. Give yourselves a hand. Let me hear your joyful voices. I'm gonna save first, though. There we go.
Let me hear your joyful voices.
Why did you suddenly do a southern droll?
Damn.
Damn it. Why? Jeez, they're all just moving around. They should be happy for themselves. I know, I'm super happy. Hey, what should we name the kid? Good question. We should prepare 6 names.
Yay!
What? We're having 6 tuplets. I'm so happy I might go crazy.
And another thing.
Hey, Kokichi. You said this would liven things up. What gives, huh?
Here.
You said you were gonna liven up the killing game in the class trial. And I said I put the motive, the secret of the killing outside world into the killing game simulator. That was just a lie.
Oh.
So it was just a lie.
What was that?
Just laughed it off?
Hey,
Are you satisfied, Kokichi? I want you to tell us. What is the outside world? Is it the motive you gave Gunta? I plan to explain all that, but it's more like, how do I say it? You guys are just gonna assume it's a lie if you hear it from my cute lips. Your lips are not cute. Shut up.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, then let's have Gunta explain.
Huh?
Gunta?
Please stop!
He doesn't remember anything. How can you expect him to?
All right.
Then we should all go back to the killing game simulator.
Huh?
What?
Because?
How don't we ask the Gunta in the virtual world?
But
But going back to the virtual world is... There's a much easier way than that pain-in-the-ass method. Oh.
His memories didn't transfer over, so they're still in the virtual world as data.
Yay.
I can combine Gonta's consciousness from his last login with that leftover memory data. Ta-da! Alter Ego Gonta is now complete.
Alter ego?
Basically, it's a separate Gonta that only exists in virtual space. If we listen to what he says, we should be able to find out what happened in that world.
Huh? What this? What happening? Huh?
Is this Gunta?
Huh?
Is that Gunta?
What's that mean?
What sort of phenomena is this? What did you do?
Hey,
Relax, Himiko. It's not magic and it's not a trick. It really is Alter Gunta. Alter Ego Gunta is just a computer simulation. It's just imitating Gunta's thought patterns. It is actually different from the real Gunta. Gunta not understand. Who is this Alter Ego person?
now then.
See, it's even stupid like the real Gunta. You can hardly tell the difference. Plus, he's Gunta's memories of the virtual world, so he should remember what happened.
Please.
And other Gunta tell Gunta.
Why?
Why did Gunta kill Miyu?
Huh?
Kill Miyu? Why does other Gunta know about?
oh man.
Unfortunately, our plan failed. You can tell them the truth now.
Oh. Gonta.
Then Gunta no could save everyone.
Huh?
Save everyone?
Gonta don't know.
Answer Gunta! Why did Gunta kill Miyu?
Wrong.
Gunta just want to save everyone. He wanted to save everyone. Which means he was yes, he was manipulated. He was manipulated into being like, oh, if you kill Miyu, you'll save everyone.
That's
Gunta, what do you mean?
Gonta.
Gunta think for a long time. How can Gunta be useful for everyone? Gunta not smart enough to help with trials. Gunta strong, but no can fight Easels. Gunta feel frustrated, cause Gunta no could do anything. Gunta understand how this Gunta feels.
Yeah.
Technically, they're the same person.
But
So that's why Gunta think he have to do it for everyone's sake. Gunta think he gotta do it, cause everyone else not want to.
Gonta.
So Gunta kill Miyu.
What?
What do you mean by that? I don't get it at all.
oh.
Jeez, Gunta's bad at explaining, as always. I guess I'll have to help. So if you remember what happened that time. No, we shouldn't, and we want to prevent another murder from happening. Yoink! I'll take that car key then. Used his light body to advantage and took the car key from Monokuma.
Huh?
Car key, so you used it!
Yeah.
After working tirelessly, I finally found the door for the card key. After opening it, I saw the outside world.
What?
The outside world?
What?
That was Monokuma's motive? Why would seeing the outside world be a motive? Probably because there's nothing out there. I'll tell you guys in a second, but that was when I found out about Miyu's plan. And it hit me. If I combine the two, then I'd be able to save everyone.
Please wait.
Save everyone? What do you mean?
Hey,
Hey now, you gotta listen to everything I say first. Anyway, that's when I made a deal with Monokuma. If I livened up the killing game, then he would let us use the outside world as a motive again.
Huh?
Again?
In other words,
Let me chime in. The motive keycard that Kokichi nabbed was the right to view the outside world. But even though he saw the outside world, he didn't try to use it for the killing game. This disappointed me, but when Kokichi suggested we use the motive. He said we should bring back the right to view the outside world one more time. And I decided to run with that idea. So I downloaded a flashback light with the memories of the outside world and put it in the simulation.
Huh?
Memories of the outside world in the flashback light?
What?
Secret of the outside world. In the virtual world was about the flashback light.
you know.
And if it was the flashback light, it would mean the secret of the outside world is part of our forgotten memories.
Huh?
What are you saying?
Wait,
Why would anything about the outside world be a motive in the first place?
Incomprehensible.
What's going on here?
Oh?
Huh? You can't remember? Okay, fine.
You get it?
Let's talk about the motive later. We have to finish up this case first. Monokuma hid the flashback light in the simulator, but I knew where it was hidden. And I showed it to Gunta in the virtual world.
hey!
You even know where it was hidden? That's not fair!
to tell you the truth,
Whoa! Whoa, I just placed it. I never actually said I hid it.
too bad.
If anyone had asked, I would have gladly told you where it was. It's a little late for that.
Always messing around.
So Gunta was exposed to the flashback light. Yeah, when Kokichi and Gunta leave together. But Gunta can watch Kokichi so he not do anything weird. Gunta, you're so sweet, but I knew you'd say that. Even without your ridiculous physical strength, as long as you're as selfless and courageous, you'd make a terrific bodyguard. Bodyguard? With you by my side, I know I'll be safe from any trap. Okay then. Let's go. Wait, Kokichi. It's okay. Leave it to Gunta. Gunta keep eye on Kokichi.
Could it be?
Is Kokichi trying to lure Gunta off by himself?
Maybe.
The only person I trusted with the secret of the outside world was Gunta.
Gonta.
After that, Gunta got taken to Forest near Mansion. Is this flashback light? It looks like it. Maybe the secret of the outside world is hidden in it. We gotta tell everyone. Wait. Are you sure you want to believe a liar like me so easily? Huh? This might be a trap, you know. Shouldn't you check if I'm lying first? I mean, you want to protect everyone, right? This is the perfect time to do it. Protect everyone?
How'd this happen?
And they're going to remember Secret of Outside World. But that just confused Gunta more about what to do. What can Gunta do to save everyone? Gunta no could think of anything. So I told him, if he wants to save everyone, he should put everyone out of their misery. In other words, a mercy kill.
What did you say?
What?
No way.
Was Gunta tricked?
Wrong.
No, you're not tricked. Because when Gunta remembers Secret of Outside World, Gunta think it would be easier to die. What? Remember what everyone said at the beginning, that this academy is hell. Gunta agree. Academy that forces students to be part of killing game is hell. So everyone think they want to escape this place, right? But it's still hell outside. What do we do?
Huh?
What do you mean, Gunta? Inside is hell, outside is hell. What should Gunta and friends live for?
How'd this happen?
And everyone who died, what did they die for? It's hell outside and hell inside.
But...
And then Kokichi told me, best way to save everyone from hell is put them out of misery while they still not know. And only one who could do such dirty work is Gunta.
Yeah.
That's right. The only way we can save everyone is to free them from this hell. Gunta took on the dirty work for us. If he had survived the class trial, he would have lived in this hell alone.
You get it?
Gunta took on that role for us. Shouldn't we appreciate him more?
Hold on.
Wait a minute, I don't still get what's happening. What outside world are you talking about? It's hell out there? What do you mean? What did Kokichi and Gunta see? What did we forget?
Hey,
Hurry up and tell us, or else we won't be able to understand it.
Right?
I don't know what pushed you to do such a thing.
Please.
Answer, Gunta.
Sorry.
Gunta no can tell you.
Why?
And tell us why. Because if Gunta tell you, then everyone end up like Gunta. Everyone. Despair.
Huh?
Despair? I know it. Despair that makes you want to die. Despair that makes you want to put everyone out of their misery. Do you think the kind Gunta would tell you about such despair from his own mouth?
But...
Now we don't know any more than when we started. Now you know how Gunta and I formed the Killing Game Busters, right? And you can't accept everything about this case. You can imagine the rest, right? I used Miyu's plan and turned it against her. I hid Gunta away from sight, where me and I were supposed to meet. Huh? Kaito's not here. Yeah, you're right. Man, I'm honored you asked me to meet up with you, Miyu. Is this a booty call? Or are you here to kill me? So you figured it out. There's nothing you can do. You can't resist me. I made sure of it when I programmed your settings. Uh-oh. Guess I'm in trouble now. Sorry, but you should just give up. This is my only chance. No choice but to do this. My inventions will change the world. They'll make the world a better place. It's my duty as a genius inventor, so I can't afford to die here. Sorry. Gunta, so sorry. Don't be sorry, Gunta. She was trying to kill me too. You said it was for the world or whatever, but that was just a poor excuse. We're doing this to stop the vicious cycle of misery. So don't need to apologize. But... Gunta, sorry. Gunta, so sorry, Miyu. I already said you don't need to apologize. We had to do this for everyone's sake.
It can't be.
Gunta would never.
By the way,
You should know that it was Gunta's idea to slide the body to the chapel wall.
Huh?
Gunta's idea.
Gunta.
Or Gunta went to a roof he happened to see. Miyu walked through the wall. Gunta tell Kokichi and he think of everything else.
but...
Gunta gave me that chance. I like to think we made a pretty good team.
Stop it!
Good. What's good about that? You're the worst. That's whole story. That's everything that happened.
well,
So in the end, you don't plan to tell us the secret of the outside world.
Sorry.
Gunta no can tell you that.
Always messing around.
I mean, hearing that story, it sounds like you were tricked by Kokichi.
How can this be?
Gunta did kill Miyu. Gunta really did it.
Sorry.
Everyone, Gunta's so sorry. Gunta. Gunta's plan to save everyone failed. Gunta not save anyone. Gunta just make everyone suffer more.
Gunta, idiot.
He's stupid, so stupid. How can Gunta call himself gentleman? Everyone, please forgive him. He tried to save us all from despair by taking on the sin of killing us. But you reached for the truth, and Gunta's plan failed. Okay, But I seriously don't believe that they want to save everyone. That sounds like total bullshit. I don't believe you for a second. All of you could have been saved if you died without knowing anything.
Huh?
You say it was wrong to fight for the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. At least Gunta and I think so. I seriously doubt that. I seriously fucking doubt that, Kokichi. You're lying to me right now. You should have all died ignorant. Gunta even killed me for that sake, you know?
Don't screw around.
Of your shit. You made him kill her.
Please stop!
No, Gunta is bad. Because Gunta kills someone. Gunta's murder, it's true. Does Gunta make everyone suffer? That is true.
Sorry, everyone.
Gunta is sorry he failed everyone. Gunta is sorry for being stupid. Gunta is sorry he make everyone suffer. Gunta's so sorry. We get it. You don't need to apologize anymore. You're probably all thinking that I should have taken on the dirty work and not Gunta, right? Everyone hates me, so the role of villain is perfect for me.
I know that!
I know already. It should have been my responsibility. When I realized Mia was targeting me, I thought to myself, she must already had a way to prevent me running back in the virtual world.
I suppose.
And in fact, you were right. She set up so she could paralyze you with just a touch.
So am I!
So I had this Gunta. Would have done it myself if I could.
That's enough!
Okay, but you don't need to push everything onto Gunta to...
Please stop!
It's okay. Everyone, please, don't believe Kokichi anymore. No, I'm gonna keep blaming Kokichi. It's all his fault. If he wanted to save everyone... his actions are wrong. So, I'm not falling for this crybaby bullshit that he's pulling. Please. Gunta, you... How nice can you be, Gunta? You really are stupid sometimes. You're right, someone as stupid as Gunta could never be a gentleman.
Hey, hey!
Hey, so are we done yet?
Huh?
What?
And another thing.
You guys are starting to talk in circles, so let's just move on to the exciting stuff. Yes, the eagerly anticipated punishment time.
So am I!
Wait, you're gonna punish him? Then please punish me too.
Huh?
Kokichi,
I know that!
I'm prepared for it. You're gonna execute Gunta that height. It's okay, Kokichi. Please let Gunta sacrifice himself for everyone's sake. That's all Gunta can do anymore.
But...
Just promise, Gunta, that everyone forgive each other and be friends, okay? Alright, I promise.
Okay.
Alright, it's time to punish the ultimate entomologist, Gunta Gokohara. Oh man, I bet his punishment's gonna have a lot of gross, nasty bugs.
Ah.
That's right, you don't like nasty stuff. No, it's not that. It's coming.
Yeah?
Already? Contradictions are speeding up any minute now.
Honey!
Quick, hold my hand.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Gunta!
Wait, please, I don't want this. Don't go, Gunta.
no.
Don't cry, Kokichi. Gunta is okay. Yeah, Gunta not cry. Gunta's really not scared. But
How can this be?
Gunta upset. Gunta upset he could protect everyone. Gunta, you can't cry either.
It's punishment time!
Sorry, everyone.
Gunta, love you all.
Gonta, idiot!
I'm so sorry for being stupid. Yay! Oh, great! On a pole, too! Oh, jeez. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, great. Great. Oh, and burning at the stake too, why not? Well. Well then. Huh. Yeah. That was an execution. Both Monocubs die. One by fucking birth. And the other being killed by the birthed. And then Gunta was killed by the freaking baby. Oh, yay. Aesthetically, I like it, but it's also fucking weird. God. Oh my god. Yes. Mwah. Woohoo! Surprised. What a twist, huh?
Thrilling.
Even I didn't see that coming. All my little cubs have been destroyed.
Dang it.
Wah, so sad all that cuteness gone to waste.
Why?
I mean, I'm not gonna puke. What are you talking about? You're the one responsible for this. Why would you do such a thing to your own children?
Unbelievable.
Because lately they've been acting all buddy-buddy, neglecting me. Gah! I'm never gonna get the hang of this whole parenting thing.
But how?
Why?
Got a minute?
Doesn't matter now. We don't have the time to give him attention.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna walk away quietly and go mourn my dead kids. Later! Okay, but like... One moment. I don't believe Kokichi for one freaking second. Just because he's giving me this freaking crybaby bullshit right now, I do not believe for one freaking second that he wanted to save everyone. No way. I refuse to believe it. This guy is a liar through and through. If he wanted to save everyone, he would not be such a fucking liar.
Damn it.
Why did it turn out like this?
Got a minute?
Kokichi, why didn't you tell us now? What is the secret of the outside world? If we don't know it, then we won't be able to understand or accept it.
What was that?
Can't accept it either, Kokichi. What is the secret of the outside world? What kind of secret would push Gunta that far?
You?
Kokichi, if you really cared for Gunta, explain yourself to everyone and... I don't... want to.
Huh?
You what?
I don't want to, stupid head.
Yep. Exactly. All of that freaking saving everyone shit was bullshit. I knew it.
Kokichi.
Oh man, did you fall for all that fake crying?
I didn't. I didn't believe you for a fucking second, Kokichi. You goddamn piece of shit.
You're so dumb! I would never cry for Gonta.
What?
crying.
Because?
If I said the actual truth back there, Gunter would have been real mad. That would have interfered with the game, so I simply lied to calm him down. See? As long as you lie for a good purpose, right?
What? Hey!
What do you mean what really happened? What did you make him do that? Obviously, so it wouldn't be boring.
Huh?
What are you?
Which means...
I gave Gunter an incentive because I thought it'd liven up the game. Come on, think about it. If I actually wanted to save everyone, like what Gunter did,
You really don't get it.
I wouldn't have betrayed Gunter. You should have realized that. Yes, I realized it from the beginning. Because you shouldn't never be trusted. Ever.
Hey!
And why did Gunter...
Who cares about that idiot? I want to enjoy this game filled with suspicion and betrayal from the bottom of my heart.
Ishi gave us one of his creepy smiles. He is not our Nagito. He is something else. Entirely. I finally saw Kokichi for what he really is. Malice. His entire body, nothing but raw and unfettered malice. Yeah, he's trying too hard to be Nagito, but he's not Nagito at the same time.
I am the supreme leader of evil, so it's obvious my personality would be twisted. The more you suffer, the more I enjoy it. There are people in this world who spread grief and misery for no reason than the thrill of it. And I'm one of those people. Nothing pleases me more than inflicting pain on others.
You?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Then...
Your own entertainment, you sacrifice me and Gunter.
You're so dumb.
What's so bad about that? You kill everyone for money, right, Maki Roll?
You bastard.
Well, you has no right to call me Maki Roll.
Do you want to die?
You look so much better than a scowl on your face. So much better with a scowl on your face, Maki Roll. But hey, you guys are just way too trusting. If only I'd suspect me more, then... me and Gunter wouldn't have died such meaningless deaths.
Don't screw around!
Meaningless deaths! Kaito screamed and sprinted up to Kokichi like a bullet. He deserves it. Dull thuds resounded through our skulls.
Oops.
Oh.
Sorry. I tried to dodge you, but I punched you instead.
Kaito!
You?
By the way, Kaito, is it just me? Or are you way slower? Maybe, just maybe, Kaito is hiding something from us too.
Kaito!
Are you okay? Kaito kept coming at him. Maki glared at Kokichi with piercing eyes.
Got a minute?
Someone who claims to be bad at fighting, you were pretty agile just now. And you believe a lie like that?
You bastard.
Oh. That's the rage for him. You really want to die, don't you?
Let's have more fun.
Did I finally provoke you enough? Is it because of Kaito? What am I thinking? Maki wouldn't lose her cool for a guy like Kaito. He's way too pathetic. He's all bark and no bite. Let's face it, the Ultimate Astronaut is just a trainee anyway. She never got to finish his provocation. No one cared what he had to say anymore. They all rushed to Kaito's side.
Right?
Kaito, are you hurt?
Are you alright?
Can you stand? Do you need to lean on my shoulder?
Sorry.
My MP's at 0, so I can't use any recovery magic.
Oh?
Why are you so worried about this pathetic guy?
That's wrong.
Pathetic, look at yourself, Kokichi.
Hmm?
What?
No.
Kaito always has us by his side, see? But no one wants to be around you. You're alone, Kokichi, and you always will be. You're talking about friends? Friends don't make this game more
Oh, man.
Jeez. Boring. I'm no longer interested. I don't care anymore. But I'll tell you this. The one who will win this game is me. He spat out those words and left the room.
Kaito!
Are you okay?
Huh?
Kaito,
Hey,
you don't look well. It didn't seem like he punched you that hard, but...
What?
Did you hit your head or something? I'm okay, it's fine.
Okay?
Don't push yourself. You should lie down and... I said I'm fine. Gotta try to get up, but... Kaito doubled over, his knees gave out and he collapsed hard.
What?
Kaito?
Blood? Why? What's the matter, Kaito?
Come on, don't freak out over this. It's nothing. My cold just got worse is all.
No, you definitely have something more, buddy.
I didn't know that coughing up blood was a cold symptom.
You're a robot and you don't know that? I'm saying it's fine. Just chill. I just coughed too much and cut my throat or something. I don't know.
Smokey, someone got to his feet. Yeah, that's it. I just need a drink of water. Sorry, but I'm gonna head back to my room.
Kaito!
Okay, I'll go with... Don't follow me!
Huh?
What? I can walk on my own. I don't need your help, Shuichi. Kaito staggered off.
Well,
I'll go with him. It would be bad if he collapses on the way. Right, we'll leave it to you then. Don't worry about it, Shuichi. Kaito was just stressed out is all. Why? Why did it end up like this? I thought I could help. I wanted us all to survive. I wanted it so damn bad I kept fighting for it. Fighting for the truth. And this is what I get? Trying to survive or just playing this stupid game. Just like Kokichi.
Damn it!
It's almost time. Yeah, it's almost time. This should be enough. I'll end it. Now is the time. I'll end this killing game.
This world is mine, Kokichi Oma. Yay!
My adorable mono cubs. Little Monotaro, little Monofunny, little Monodum, and the rest.
Monosuke and Monoke don't get a freaking mention!
Oh, why did you have to die? Your lives were irreplaceable. My grief is piling up I told them, make the most of your life, 'cause you only get one shot at it. And once it's over, nothing can replace it. Oh, why did they take their lives for granted? If only they cared about their lives, they would have worked harder to earn my love. It's all their fault. Bad stuff always happens to kids whose parents don't love them. But the more I think about it, why did those kids even exist? What's an irreplaceable life anyway?
Voyage without passion or purpose. Morning after Gunta was declared the Blackened. We gathered in the dining hall as always. I'm gonna beat him in the pavement, that's what I think. As always? No, how could that be? With everything that happened yesterday. Even in such a dark time, one of us was still bright, trying to cheer us all up.
Jeez.
I'm gonna break the ride myself. Jeez, don't be stupid, guys. There's no way I'd die, you know.
Kaito Momota, luminary of the stars.
Are you really okay?
Got it.
I'm telling you, I'm just fine. I wasn't feeling great yesterday, but after a good night's sleep, I'm all better.
Huh.
I'm 100% better now.
But
There's no way you could have been so quickly after coughing up that much blood.
Ah.
Told you, didn't I? I just coughed too much and cut my throat a little, that's all. Are you sure not pushing yourself too hard or suffering from a chronic illness?
Idiot.
Don't be stupid. If I had a chronic illness, I wouldn't stand a chance in astronaut training. Seriously, you guys are worrying too much. Just because you all love me and can't help yourself. Of course we'd be worried.
My bad.
But I'm serious. You don't need to worry about me anymore. I should have told you guys I wasn't feeling well. I mean, you worry for nothing.
Come on, man.
Okay, don't glare at me like that. If I do start to feel bad again, I'll have to you guys to help me. You okay? Yeah, that's out of the way. Let's eat. Come on, guys. Let's all eat. I just spoke cheerily, then left to go get his meal. Is there really nothing wrong? What I saw yesterday, how can I act like nothing's wrong? Despite Kaito's remarks, he should probably receive medical attention just in case.
I guess.
Now we got another way why we need to get out of here.
Okay.
On top of that, we need to do it fast.
But
Seeming's all well and good, but what does the outside look like? You still don't know what the secret outside world is either. Gunta wouldn't tell us what it was because it'd give us so much despair we'd want to die.
what was that?
If that's true, then what could possibly be happening outside this academy? Edward returned to the table, his hands full of food.
I mean,
You can't figure that out just by thinking about it, so there's no point wasting your brain power.
But
You can't simply not think about.
you know,
There's a chance the outside world is messed up because of Monokuma. What making us worry about it is what Monokuma wants. He's using it to put pressure on us. Ukishi and Gunta just snapped under that pressure. The outside world is probably fine. You're such an optometrist. Can you prescribe some rose-colored glasses for me too? I think you mean optimist.
but you know,
Either way, that's something to think about once we get outside, so focus on that now. I've considered a few theories, but I can't say for sure.
You're right.
Well, that's understandable. There are barely any clues. It's the incident yesterday. Kaito won't look me in the eyes. Ah, puns. I had no choice. I had no other options. My deduction wasn't wrong. If I didn't identify Gunta as culprit, we would all be dead. For the rest of us to survive, Gunta had to be sacrificed. There was nothing I could do.
Hey, so
I'm glad we're talking about how to escape, but where'd he go? Kokichi.
Huh?
The instant Kaito spoke his name, a nervous energy shot through us.
No.
I haven't seen him. Even if I did, I'd be the one running away. I haven't seen him either. It's like he has completely vanished. He's apparently really good at hide and seek, so he's probably just hiding somewhere. Yay. Can't just let that person be. He's a little too dangerous. No, not just a little, because he enjoys watching us suffer. His face just screams that he's having fun whenever he sees us suffer. He's not normal. There's obviously something wrong with him.
How annoying.
If we weren't in this killing game, I would have assassinated him already. The ironic. The rules of this game actually make it harder to kill.
hey,
Maki Roll, that's not good. Playing this killing game is just what Monokuma wants us to do. I know.
Yeah?
Is Maki Roll a nickname from Maki? That's a good nickname. It makes me want to take a bite out of her with soy sauce and spicy mustard. Right, Maki Roll?
Sorry.
I guess I don't know how close we are just yet.
Hey!
If we don't do anything, we'll be killed by Kokichi next. But even now he's hiding somewhere and plotting against us.
No.
Yes, very cute. No, actually, we're safe right now. He told us that his objective was to win the killing game. He wouldn't risk a murder that would so obviously implicate him.
But
He might be planning to make us suffer in some other way, like how he used Gunta. Anyway, we need to find him as soon as... Here I am. Monokuma!
Why?
What are you doing here? I've got business with you guys, of course.
What's the point?
It's our prize, right? Hurry up and give it to us.
Okay.
Can do. You're being awfully compliant. Of course, I can't refuse you all. Not when I'm all alone and outnumbered. Outnumbered.
Well,
But I'm used to be alone. Back in the day, I was alone from the start to finish. I mean... You were Junko in DR1, so yes, you were technically alone. Except for Mukuro. DR2, you technically had Usami, but, like, she clearly didn't go along with your plans, really. So, it was just you and Alter Junko. And now here you have the Mono Cubs, so, yeah. Anyway, here's your prize this time.
you get 2 keys. This one is the last real key, and this one is the real last key.
Whatever that fucking means.
well, what's the difference?
Now then,
Go find the areas that these keys will unlock.
bye-bye.
See you later. Bye, Anara. Why did you do an Angie thing?
What should we do?
So what should we do about this new area? I think we should prioritize searching for that new area over searching for Kokichi. It likely contains a flashback like, and we may discover some new facts.
Why, you...
So you're saying humans are low priority table for a bloodless, tearless human machine man? I'm not sure we're close enough for you to be making jokes like that.
Hey,
What do you want? What do you want to do, Kaito? I'm worried about Kokishi, but there's no point worrying about him all the time. But first, priority is solve the mystery of this academy. Let's investigate.
Then,
Alright, I'll hold on to that.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Meeting my eyes, Kaito placed the key into my palm. Kaito? Shuichi, what's the matter? You both seem different today.
well,
Read the mood, Kibo. It's fine. So let's go already. We split up and began our search. No, I'll do the other one. I know there was a door up the frickin' 5th floor, I think? Yeah, pretty sure there was a door up there. Yeah, it was over here. Over here. Oh! What are you doing here? I'm gonna have to remember to find those when we get to free time. Oh, that's not it. Key works, but it won't turn.
could it be...
Ticking. Telling Deidre I hurriedly backed away from the door and then... okay then? It exploded. Trap? That was dangerous. Could have really been hurt. Key, it's still here. Can it be used for something else? From the look of this door, it must be an ultimate lab. Whose lab is this? Only a few of us left who don't have a lab yet.
All right.
I should check inside. Turn the knob. It won't open.
Yeah.
Oh, that research lab is closed because the owner is dead. The owner is dead.
Hey,
Per the rules, if a student dies before their ultimate research lab is opened, then that lab will remain closed. That's the first time I'm hearing this. That's because it's the first time I mention it. There's no point in complaining to Monokuma. This is his academy. Anyway, if this lab belongs to someone who died, is this Rantaro's lab? How disappointing. You'd know what his talent was if you went to his lab. It'd be quite a dramatic development if you learn what his talent was right now. What does that mean? Yes, what does that mean?
to tell you the truth,
That sort of unexpected development can only happen in a real killing game like this one.
I don't know.
Oh well, what a waste. I can't believe that idiot killed him. New's lab. I'm curious about his talent, but it's too late now. Well, based on the mini-map, I'm gonna guess possibly a killer. Actually, no. Maybe a, like, surgeon or something? I don't know. Where would this other key go? Where would it go? Oh, yeah, there's something there, isn't there? Huh. Yeah, we probably got something here. It's unlocked. Alright, let's go. Let's use Spyro staircase. It looks pretty long. Where's this staircase lead? Who knows? This is a pretty long staircase. Where does it lead? I don't know. Clearly into a freaking tower. You finally reach the top. It feels as if there's something there. It's best to be cautious. Oh. Oh, it's his lab. It's Mr. Kaito's lab. Is this another ultimate lab? Then it must be.
Got it.
Well, then it looks like this is my research lab.
Ah,
Kaito? Those stairs were long and such a pain. I'm tired. Someone give me a piggyback ride. I will. They made us all climb these stairs just for the Ultimate Astronaut's lab.
hey!
What do you mean just? This is the main stage and it's finally been revealed.
Hey.
I'm tired. Can someone give me a piggyback ride?
Hey,
Let's go inside. There might be something usable in here. Probably.
Don't screw around.
What do you mean probably? It's gonna be full of super important stuff.
Hey.
Isn't anyone gonna give me a piggyback ride? I will.
Shut up!
I'm not gonna give you a piggyback ride.
Um,
Let's go then. Wild? I just still won't look me in the eyes. Talking to him is going to be awkward. There's a window. I can see the school in the courtyard. It's pretty high up, and I guess that it's obvious from how tall that staircase is.
hey,
Looks like this is the top floor. But my room is at the very top.
then...
Yeah, so what? It's a large machine, perhaps for a planetarium. You can project stars on the scene with this. It's quite the facility. This is amazing. It looks like the cockpit of a spaceship. Pretty cool. Perfect for my research lab.
You.
You can operate this? I mean, it's probably just a simulator, but...
Ah,
Yeah, I've never seen this machine, but I've trained with something like it.
got it.
Well, I guess it'll all work out. What a reckless confidence. I don't ever want to be any vehicle you're driving.
You know,
Wow. This really is a simulator. I feel like it's too elaborate. No way it's real. I mean, what would it even operate? At that moment.
Hey,
Come look at this.
Huh?
Something wrong?
well,
I found this in the back.
Huh?
The Gopher Project. What is this? A file? The Gopher Project? Countries from all over the world work together to create a meteorite defense plan. But none of us can remember the details of that. So this file is information about the project. So what does it say?
Okay.
Hold on, I'll read it. Let's see. The Gopher Project. The last hope to save humanity from the disaster raining down from space. Burdened with this imperative project are boys, girls of exceptional talent. That is the purpose of the Gopher Project.
hey,
Well, what about the rest of it? What's it say? Don't tease us. Say it already.
Well, that's...
The rest of it is blacked out. I can't read any further. What did you say?
damn.
But Monokuma do this. Damn it, he's just screwing with us.
hey,
I think this part about boys and girls of exceptional talents is referring to us.
Hey,
And what could the seeds of future hope mean? What's this about the new world?
is this...
This is like Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark?
Because...
Well, Noah's Ark was built with gopher wood.
So,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Of course, it's just a story from the Bible, but to choose that name in particular, it does seem related. How is all of this related to the Academy? To us? None of that makes sense.
Well,
You find the next flashback like me might be able to remember something about it. Now that you mention it, where is it? It doesn't seem like it's in this lab.
alright.
Must be somewhere else. We gotta look for it first.
that's true.
You're right. This place is useless to us now.
So,
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, because we gotta find the flashback light. Flashback light? Our last hope. But it's something that Monokuma created. I don't want to depend on something that Monokuma has touched. There's nothing we can do. There's no way to restore our memories. No other way. Nyeh. Okay. I think there was... Yeah, there was something out here. Okay, so I can't go there, which means I have to go somewhere near. Rainier is completely gone. This place really feels mechanical now. Looks like construction is almost done, but what happens then? An Ultimate Academy, the likes of which we've never seen before. Will we ever find out what that means? Where would we use it? Where would we use the key? Maybe the thing over here? I don't know. Yeah, it's not it. Yeah, it's not there either. It's probably down there, over by the lab. Oh! What the hell is that? Well, this seems like it belongs here. Sound. Wasn't the giant door unlocking? What the hell is this? What is this place?
This is...
I feel like I'm on the set of a sci-fi movie. A mecha could pop out at any moment. It took every ounce of my strength to hold in what I wanted to say. This is a thing, I guess. This certainly is a place. Huh. What is this? The shutter is huge.
This is...
It seems to be well fortified. That is an electric barrier. We can't raise the shutter while it's active.
Hey!
They're protecting it this strongly. There must be some secret in there.
Yes.
That's a possibility. Let's investigate to see if we can get in.
Ah!
It's dangerous. Don't... We're gonna finish my warning. Kibo approached the shutter end. What is this?
Kibo!
Get away from... Oh my! Don't you go setting off the alarm now. Come on, out of the way so I can turn off the alarm. Jeez, you guys gotta be more careful.
Huh?
Careful, what was that alarm for? It was so loud.
Yeah?
Oh, that's the alarm system.
Here.
You see that motion sensor above the shutter?
Oh,
In order to turn it off, you need to use an alarm remote.
hey,
A super loud alarm will blare if you approach the shutter without turning off the system.
Why?
Why is there an alarm system here of all places? This place is so important that it needs beefed up security. I guess while I'm here, I'll also explain that electric barrier.
hey,
To turn it off, you gotta enter a 59-digit code in the control panel next to the shutter. I'll tell you what the code is, but only once, so make sure you memorize it.
Hey!
Wait, slow down, please. 503, what was the rest? Only 3 numbers. Come on, robot. I know you can do better than that. An electric barrier and an alarm system, that's pretty tight security.
Why?
What are they guarding so closely? What could be in there?
here.
Like I said, this is a very important place.
My mood is swinging.
Well, it used to be important, but that was a long time ago. Now it's just pointless.
Huh?
Pointless?
Yeah.
Yep, it's pointless, so I may as well give you the guys the alarm remotes. You can use it to turn off the motion sensor alarm above the shutter.
Right?
See? It turned off the alarm system, didn't it? Now just use the control panel to deactivate the electric barrier and you can go inside. Can you repeat that code you mentioned earlier?
What?
How annoying, but since it's your first visit, I'll let you inside just this once. Roger the control panel, quickly punch in the numbers and...
Okay.
Now you gotta manually raise the shutter and you can go inside. You can either use the control panel inside to restore the alarm system and electric barrier, or just use the control panel out here, or do nothing, and the barrier and alarm will stay off.
Now then.
Safe travels! You just let us into this highly secured area? What's his game?
Shuichi!
We have no other direction to move but forward. My inner voice is telling me, hope moves forward.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Well, it's the Easel Hanger. Over there, it's... an Easel?
Oh no!
5 of them are here. It's too dangerous. Let's run.
Ah,
Wait a second. They aren't moving. They're not reacting to us, and the lights are off.
that's right.
Now that you mention it, you're right. I wonder what's going on. Surprise! This is actually the Easel Hanger. Yep, this is where the Easels are stored. Okay, but like... this place was not here before? It was not... this place was not here before... until this chapter, right now. So are you telling me you just freaking dropped it down this chapter? You'll see it for storing Easels.
Hey,
This is where I was guarding the precious Easel so no one would mess with them. It's pointless now.
That's...
It's because the monocubs are gone. No one can control the Easels anymore.
Huh?
What? No one can control them anymore.
Huh?
Am I wrong?
Well.
Oh, don't worry about my action just now. I thought a somewhat over-the-top reaction would put you guys on the defensive. Excuse me.
Do not mock me!
What does that mean?
Quiet.
Now, don't get so worked up. You may be a machine, but you're not a demon model. The deactivated Easels. Is Hanger pointless now that the monocubs are gone? That's true. Is nothing threatening us anymore? This is a huge, powerful machine.
That's...
This hydraulic press is probably used to scrap decommissioned Easels.
huh?
Scrap them?
Yeah,
Yes, even the Easels could not withstand being crushed by a giant metal slab.
you're right.
True.
By the way,
Seems to control the hydraulic press using the control panel over there. There's an up and down button as well as an emergency stop button. There's a safety notice written here. The hydraulic press has an infrared sensor. When it detects a living being, it automatically stops for safety reasons. Oh! That's gonna be used for the next kill. I know it. I know it.
That's true.
So when I suddenly ended up in the press, the machine would stop. If they're living. If they're living. What do you think, Shuichi?
huh?
Well, the safety function, I don't know.
Well then,
Let's give it a try.
uh,
Try what? So they're confused. Kibo suddenly got under the press.
Shuichi, please!
Oh no!
If the press comes to a stop when it detects a person, what will happen if it detects me? Let's find out.
Are you sure about that? I don't know if the sensor will work.
Don't worry. If I sense any danger, I'll move out of the way. I just really want to try it out. If I don't, I'll never be able to rest in peace when I die.
He's like, why do I gotta do this?
Okay, let's do it. But get out of there if it's dangerous, okay?
Certainly. Now, if you would be so kind, start it up.
And by Kibo's enthusiasm, press the button. And then... Ah!
Oh no!
That was a close one. The way he rolled, though. The way he rolled. Also, that just confirms that he is indeed a robot.
Wait!
Yes, it was. Why did you do that? Yeah, he does not count as a living person.
Why?
Why didn't you press the force stop button, Shuichi? Not my fault.
But
At least we know now.
unfortunately,
Yes, because he was a person. Huh. Probably because Kibo's not made in the same way, because I'd assume Mechamaru has, like, probably something in him that makes him just like normal Nekamaru. I don't know. It seems I'm only perceived as a machine, not a human.
for now,
Well, to the scientific press, that is.
You're right.
Yeah. It's a car wash for Easels.
this is...
That seems comfortable. Oh, he wants to go in it. He wants to clean. Comfortable, huh? He wants to be clean. All 5 Easels are being stored here right now. They aren't moving at all. Are the Easels not going to move anymore? Are they no longer going to be used against us? Who knows? What is this door? Bathroom? What a high-tech toilet? Okay. This bathroom, it doesn't look like it's being used in a long time.
Well,
I suppose that makes sense. I'm sure I'm the first person to be here in a while. I assume in the Monaco certainly don't need to use the bathroom. Then why is there a bathroom here in the first place? We were under the impression we would never be here. Why make a bathroom? I mean, I was wrong. You know, it could also be that DR2 is on a virtual world, so Junko just programmed the tower's sensor to detect active player details. Yeah, probably. And I'm not feeling this is a virtual world that people are in right now, because the virtual world was clearly well established. Cyber shitting. Oh no. There's something that concerns me here, so I'll go back. Oh, I can't bonk it. Nah. I've always suspected that I'm perceived as just a machine. It's rather harrowing to have that suspicion confirmed before my eyes.
100%.
I may be just a machine for this to this press, but I am some other sure that will confirm my humanity. Nyeh. What that? This control panel.
That's...
It's most likely the control panel for the alarm system and electric barrier. Yes, it seems like it. There's no other reason to turn the barrier back on, so we shouldn't touch it. Are you saying that's because I don't have the 59-digit code to deactivate it memorized? Because all the robots can memorize more than 3 digits. Is that what you're implying?
no.
No. What? Do we have to, like, look at every single one, or...? I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, painting machine. This machine has several moving arms. What is this used for?
This is...
This machine is probably used to paint the Easels.
You're right.
Right, does kind of smell like paint thinner. Which means I could potentially use this machine to give myself a makeover. Paints, Kibo, paints, Kibo.
No.
I don't think you need a makeover. You're great just the way you are, Kibo.
Yeah.
Well, of course I am. And why bring it up? Missing everything here. It's definitely a hanger for the Easels, but they're deactivated. Monokuma might be right. This place no longer has any purpose.
Hey, Shuichi.
There you are. I was looking for you.
Hey.
Come to the dining hall. Smoogie says she wants everyone to meet there.
Huh?
Smoogie?
Right.
She told me she found something. It's probably the flashback light.
Okay.
Anyway, come as soon as you can. I'm gonna go on ahead. Next flashback light? What will we remember this time?
All right.
I should head in the dining hall. Yeah. Is everyone here? Guys, it's serious. Yeah, you found the flashback light, didn't you? Let us use it already.
What?
Sorry, it's not the flashback light.
Huh?
Honestly, rude. We can't turbo shit in an nth dimension TVH. It's not? I honestly thought that's what all this was about.
What's that mean?
Why did you call us here? I had to go to the bathroom.
No.
I found something pretty serious. I thought I should tell everyone right away. Pretty serious? And what is that? So what did you find?
It's from that one thing.
Those letters Gunta found in the courtyard. There are more added to them again.
Huh?
The letters in the courtyard?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it. They didn't. Looks like the mission is complete now. We can finally read it. It says... This world is mine. Kokishioma. That's what's written there.
What?
This world is mine.
What's that mean?
What's going on? Why is Kokishi's name... So that's what it means. It was all just a prank by Kokichi.
Huh?
A prank? Keep adding to that mess just so we could make fun of us. Seriously, what a messed up guy. I see, that definitely seems like something Kokichi would do. It's true, but is that all there is to it? Yes. When Gunta had first found the writing, all it said was... Force Over time, more letters were added. Eventually it read... This world is mine, Kokishioma. Can we really just describe it as to Kokichi's pranks? Yes, you definitely can. Obviously. Well, who cares about Kokichi? More importantly, what about the flashback light? It seems no one has found it yet. Maybe that's Kokichi's fault too. He probably found it first and hid it.
I see.
That is possible.
Like I thought.
We can do something and find him. There's no need to bother with him. The best way to deal with guys like them is to ignore him. So let's just leave him be.
What's wrong?
You say that, but you were the angriest out of all of us. No, there's something I was thinking about.
What?
Thinking about?
I mean,
It's still a little early. Too early to tell you guys, but
leave it to me.
there's no need for you guys to worry. I'll figure it all out.
What are you talking about?
Figure what out?
Hey guys,
I mean, we're gonna get you guys out of here. I just want to get us out of here? Here's that reckless confidence again. Reckless? Heh, you guys just don't get it. Jeez, heroes are always misunderstood. Well, no. It's that you think of yourself as a hero. So that's where the problem is.
Hey,
Hero, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just don't overdo it.
Of course.
Yeah, leave it to me. Perhaps Kaito's confidence is baseless. It's sort of a relief to have someone so confident in a time like this. Hero, you might really be one. No, I don't think so. We weren't able to find the flashback light, so we were all left the dining hall and returned to our rooms. Free time, maybe. Maybe. Yes. What should I do? Ugh. I wonder. Okay, so similar to last time, all the hidden Monokumas are, 4 are in the main play space, 1 is in the frickin' minigame. As always. But honestly, I feel like we should probably stop here for now. We can get to, like, all the frickin' investigation stuff later. Mostly because I'm feeling a little something in my lower back, but I don't know. It's kind of just a matter of what am I gonna do from here, really? I mean, I don't need to keep going, because we're, like, already at, like, almost 4 hours. So I guess for now, I think we're gonna stop. Probably end a little early, and then we'll come back to this on Friday. Yeah, we'll come back to this on Friday. That way we can... I think we have 4? I think we have 4 free times left. Which, at this point, it pretty much means I'm gonna spend all that on frickin' Samugi. And then we'll go from there, really. So, I appreciate y'all coming by out today. Yeah, we'll be finishing... Well, not finishing. I should not say finishing. We still got probably plenty of frickin' streams to go until we're done. Yeah. Gotta kiss a Moogie. But, yeah. Appreciate y'all coming. We'll see y'all on Friday. Hope y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later. Take care of yourselves.